Everyone, so today we're going to be talking about extruding your sketches into 3D objects, which if you have a 3D printer, this is what's going to allow you to create things to print. So in order to start off with actually getting into 3D objects, as I mentioned in an earlier video, you need to have your sketch. So what I mentioned before, choose a plane. I'm just going to choose a circle for ease of use, choose a center as my midpoint. We'll go with 200 to constrain to that. As you see, the outside is black and the center is black, as mentioned in the last video. So now I have a 2D object. This doesn't really hold any weight, doesn't take up any space. It's just there as a reference. I'm going to finish the sketch. Now what I want to do is turn this into a three-dimensional object. The way to do that would be the extrude tool. Since I only have one sketch here, this is just going to automatically choose. And once you choose this one, this shows up. Highlights in blue with an arrow. With this up here, which I'll show you what this does in just 1 second. Pulling on this arrow creates a three-dimensional object. Something that takes up space, has mass, which we can work on later. But yeah, you can make it as big as you need to be, as tall as it needs to be. There we go. The second that you extrude a 2D sketch into a 3D object, it will show up in your bodies folder. There we go. Highlights your entire shape. Before then, it was just a sketch, which shows up down here. If I'll move over here, it just highlights your sketch. Your body is any three-dimensional shape which you extrude from a 2D shape. So this is your first body. If I want to make another one, I'll make one over here. Let's do a 2-point rectangle and finish sketch. Do E. Now I can make this as high as I want. You can obviously choose the amount that you want by going back, edit feature, and I want this to be 200. I'll make it a little smaller. We can do other shapes. Let's go with a polygon over here. Let's choose, let's make this 310, make it a hexagon, 6 sides. I want to constrain this to the horizontal line. There we go. Finish sketch. With E, we'll also do 200. There we go. This is a little bigger than those. Now we have our first 3D shapes, and you see we have our all separate parts. We have our cylinder, we have our cube, and we have our hexagon. However, you don't only have to extrude or draw shapes on this grid. You can choose any surface you want, any flat surface. You can't really choose this surface. Any flat surface you want in order to create a sketch on, which will automatically take you into this 2D visual. And let's say we'll create a circle over here, finish sketch. I want to move this closer to the center. There we go. And now I'll click E for extrude. I'll choose that center, and I can pull that up. And this little operation right here says going to join. So it's going to join this shape to this shape, creating one solid body, just like that. If I would change that, go to edit feature, join, I click new body, which watch over here, a new body will show up. There you go, now we have body 4, which is a cylinder, we have body 3, which is a hexagon. Now if that messed up, I could always go for both of them. Click one, shift, click the other one, I can do combine, join, and there we go. This is now one body. However, the extrude tool doesn't only allow you to pull up a shape, you can also cut away shapes. Let's say I'll do something just like that, why not? Finish sketch. This is technically floating on top of the object. I could choose this circle, and this, and I can shoot. Now if I would go up, I would get this wonky shape, but if I would go down, this right here will end up changing to cut automatically. Watch. There we go. Went to cut. It will now cut away from the cylinder, because Fusion automatically assumes that you want to take away. It'd be very weird. Or you could do join to get this shape, but usually Fusion will automatically assume that you want to cut. So if I click OK, I now have a nice sized chunk cut out of my cylinder over here. That's literally the very basics of the extrude tool. If you want to get into a little fancier stuff, we'll go to, once again, the flat plane right here. Now we'll make a actual equal square, so 220, 220. There we go. And I'm going to extrude this also by 220. So now we have a nice perfect cube, but I'm going to edit this. I could taper it, meaning I could turn this into a pyramid, or I could expand it out as much as I want. So let's say I want to create a pyramid right now. So I'll go with -30, which will give me a nice pyramid. And now I want to take one face and I want to extrude it. Because now I could choose each face on each body and I could pull it out. And then I'll take this one as well and I'll pull it out. I could do that with all 4 sides, or I just click E, click Shift. There we go. Now we have this shape. And each one of these can get pulled out. But assuming I want the cuts, I'm going to click Join. And you could extrude any face you want. So I could click E and pull, and pull this one up. And now we have this very wonky looking shape right here. So the extrusion can be done, just to recap, on any 2D object which you make, obviously with some parameters. It can either be used to extrude, to cut, you can taper your angle, you could extrude any sketch. You can make even an extremely wonky sketch, which I'll do right now. Find an empty spot on the grid. I'll do one line here, a line there, a line there. Then we'll choose a spline to go here and there, there, and there. So now I have a full shape, which I can extrude into this random thing. So you can take any shape you want and turn it into a 3D object. If you, for some reason, just want to, let's say, 3D print a cube, you can make a cube and 3D print a cube. If you want to make, let's say this looks like a bolt. If you want to make a bolt, you can make a bolt. You can extrude anything you need to, as long as you can just imagine what it will look like. So that's it for the extrude tool. Next video, we'll be talking about the chamfering, shell, and filleting modifications here. Fillet, chamfer, and shell. See the ones that I tend to use a lot, I really enjoy and I really like. So we'll get into that in the next video.